also one of the things that I said in the speech as well, which I think we want to keep emphasizing, is that kind of Scottish politics is going through a bit of a change at the moment as new issues become more obvious to us. The SNP are always going to be there. The Scottish so-called nationalists are always going to be there. I think they're losing a little bit of steam at the moment. But what I would say to them is that if you are a Scottish nationalist, surely you also care about the borders of Scotland. Surely you also care about Scotland remaining a Scottish country. And so on this matter, at least, Scottish nationalists, so-called, and Scottish unionists can get together and can agree on these matters. And it's for us to, in our own ways, to push our politicians including the SNP politicians, to take heed of these facts and to address them and to stop all the fake progressiveness. I was reading this article here from this was in the Daily Telegraph. It says, "Wake up, Tories! Scotland is a conservative small c country," by Tim Stanley. And he suspects that Humza Yousaf sunk in the polls because, quote, "Scottish progressivism is only skin deep. In a few days north of the border, I must have spoken with a dozen SNP and Labour supporters, and not one of them was left-wing. There was a teacher who complained about ill discipline, a journalist who moaned that you can't sack bad teachers, and the nationalist who said Scotland doesn't attract many immigrants, but if it did, he'd rather they stayed away. The SNP can afford to claim Scotland is open to all because so few want to come." And he goes, "Parts of it are poor and underpopulated. Around 93% of this quote-unquote rainbow nation is actually white. Much of Scotland looks and feels like England 30 years ago." And I know exactly what he means by that.
Yeah.
And there's far too many Scottish nationalists living in their comfy middle-class abodes in Auchtermuchty and elsewhere, not understanding what's happening in the big cities anymore, and not getting it at all. But I think more and more people are waking up, and it's our job to make them wake up.